Howdy mamas. So this is Mama Confession Monday and this is episode 6. And I wanted to record today because a story popped into my mind about Terry, and he had this funny fascination with plucking his eyebrows. I don't know why this popped into my head, but he used to pluck his eyebrows all the time. He would just sit on the couch and he would do it, or if he was thinking about something, he would pluck his eyebrows. And I asked him, I said, why do you do that? Like, why? What is the fascination with plucking your eyebrows? And he said he watched his dad do it. He grew up watching his dad do it. So it just became like a learned behavior. And I'm pretty sure I catch his brothers doing it too sometimes, where they're picking their eyebrows. So sometimes you would see pictures of Terry where he had his full eyebrows, which is rare. More oftentimes you'd find sort of like a faded eyebrow, or there would be a split here and there would be like eyebrow gap, like bald spot eyebrow on both sides. So at one point I just was like, oh my gosh, you have 4 eyebrows. Oh, that guy. And he always had that, like if he was deep in thought, he would be plucking his chin hairs, and if he was like you know, maybe like he was reading a book or he was thinking about, you know, hockey pool, because he always loved going into the hockey pool draws and football and soccer pools and all those things. He'd be there just thinking away, plucking. And I'd have to stop him and say like, hey, you have no more eyebrows left. Or he's at a Zoom meeting. He's plucking. And I'd be in the background pointing at him like, oh. And I'm back. Hi. Let's see if I can tilt this a little bit. So he didn't stay sleeping for very long, this guy. But he's pretty happy, so I'm gonna go with it. Hi. Another thing about Terry was he had no bum. He had like the flattest butt ever. So he was always hiking up his pants and pulling them up, and tightening his belt, and it didn't matter what he did. His pants kept falling down. So I would always threaten to get him suspenders, because like there's only so much you can deal with the plumber butt. It made me nervous for him, because like unless it had a drawstring that he could like cinch up a lot, then he was in trouble. Like golf, ooh, playing with the kids outside, going to pick up the kids, like bending over to pick something up. I'm just like, ay, ay, ay. Terry, your plumber butt. Oh, yeah. Thing that popped into my head is when Tristan was old enough to do soccer here in Musqueam, there's a 5 and under team, and so he decided he would coach the 5 and under team so that Tristan felt comfortable playing soccer, because Tristan's the type of kid who he has confidence in. I mean, he does have a confidence, but for him, he likes to sort of observe and try things at home maybe first before he tries it out. Almost like he's afraid that he'll look dumb doing it, so he'd rather practice it at home before he tries it out into the world. And so my husband Terry thought, well, I'm gonna be the coach, and so Tristan feels comfortable And that's what he did. And he noticed right away how hard it was to sort of wrangle 5 and unders to play soccer. And I mean, some of these kids were still in diapers, you know. He's like, it's like herding cats with balls of yarn. And so I said, well, maybe you can't do like drills with them yet. Maybe you have to work on the small things first and just like short spurts. And my background is in early childhood education and family support working and that sort of thing. So he listened, and so he would start the sessions, like the practices, by going, okay, first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna run up that hill and then roll down. There's like a little bit of a hill where the field was, and then it goes up. There's like a fenced area, and then there would be turf, artificial turf. And so the kids were like, yeah, and they would go run, and they would run all the way to this thing up the hill and then roll down. And he was like, do that 3 times and then you can come sit down. And they would do it and do it and do it. And then when they came back, they were a lot calmer. And then Terry would do a couple of little quick things with them. And when their attention was lagging, he would do it again. Okay, go up the hill, roll down, and then come back. And it was so fun. Oh, you found my seeds again. It was fun to see, because it was, you know, you just saw these kids just enjoying playing the game. And then at native soccer tournaments, ooh, right in my face. In native soccer tournaments, when the kids would play 5 and under, you have to keep your expectations low, because all of a sudden these kids are told they have to play against this other team and they have to be out there for a certain amount of time. And there's certain rules. For example, like there always has to be, I think, 2 girls on the field at all times, like per team. And so if you didn't have enough girls, you know, they always had to be on the field. Couldn't really switch them out. And so the kids would play, and my son, you know, I think just watching Terry play and sort of the intensity of the game for adults playing, he had it in his mind that he had to play that way his first game. And unfortunately, his first game, I had to work. So I would, at the time I was working Saturdays, and so I couldn't go, so I was working Saturdays, and I missed his first game, and I had to drive for the first time all the way out to Chehalis to watch the games. My God, I was scared, because I was like, I even made Terry drive like the first time so that I could see which turns to take and where to go. And even then I just felt like, oh God, if I get lost, I'm so lost. Like this is bad. But anyways, I made it, I survived. But I was hearing about how intense Tristan was on the field, and I was like, my boy's being like super aggressive on the field. Like, I don't see how that would be. And they're like, no, really, no, he's pretty intense on the field. And then I saw it for myself, and Tristan was on the field, and Terry goes, and his uncles were like, Tristan, go to the goalie, go to the net, and so you're ready for the ball. And so he goes right over there, and one of his uncles says like, yeah, get right in front of the goalie. And so Tristan took that literally and like got right in the face of the goalie, and the goalie didn't like that, and the goalie like pushed Tristan, and Tristan like pushed him back. And I, being this newbie soccer mom and not really knowing like where I was standing, I was like moving around trying to take pictures. I was standing behind the opposite team's spot, like where they were. And so I'm like there taking pictures. And this one woman goes, "It's okay," I forgot the child's name. "It's okay. Some kids are just like that." "It's okay, just play the game. Some kids are just like that." And I was like, oh my god, that's my kid. She's talking about my kid being that kid. I was like, oh no. And so Tristan was like, you know, he came off the field, the game was done, and I said to him, like, you know, I was trying to talk to him about sportsmanship and the fact that he needs to know that, you know, some of these families and these kids that he's playing with, some of them are family members, and you have to be kind. Don't push them. And Tristan was like, no, and it wasn't getting through to him. So one of his uncles was passing by, and I said, oh, can you talk to him about, you know, sportsmanship on the field and that sort of thing? And his uncle Merv goes, he's like, okay, nephew, you know, you have to remember that these guys that you're playing, they're also your family off the field, so it's good to, you know, keep your hands to yourself, play the game, and make sure you follow the rules. And my son looked at him in Tristan fashion and he goes, well, I understand that for practice, but this is a game. And oh, speaking of him, he just drove right by, and my son here was waving at him. And sorry, lost my train of thought all of a sudden. And his Uncle Merv went, he's right. Shit, he's right. And I was like, no! I was like, don't say that. And he's like, well, he's right. And he goes, okay, nephew, you know the game. He said, here, I'll show you what to do to get the ball when the ref's not looking. And I'm like, nah. And I went over to Terry and I explained the situation, and Terry just laughed. He's like, ah. I was like, aren't you gonna help? He's like, yeah, he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. What was that? What you doing? You're waving at people outside? How are you waving at people outside? You did? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you were waving at your Uncle Merv? Yeah. No more talking? No more talking, it seems. My husband's family, part of his family, is married into a Fijian family, and we joined with their family to do a family reunion out in Fiji, which cost a lot of money. And so it was this huge group from Vancouver going, and there was, of course, the Fijian family, and then there was some from like Australia, and I think from the States. I can't remember fully, but there was different sections, and we were all going to host a day. And Canada, Vancouver, we were first, and we got a whole bunch of different. Are you okay there, bud? You okay? Yeah. we bought up a whole bunch of the alcohol, and alcohol there is expensive. It's so expensive. I asked for a rum and coke, and it was, I think it was $20. It was $20 for a rum and coke. I was like, no, I don't want a rum and coke. And we went to get, I wanted to get a Malibu, a bottle of Malibu, and then I'll just mix my own drink. And I asked how much it was, and the guy said it was $110, and I don't want that. So the only things that were affordable was the stuff that they made right in Fiji, and so that was their beer, so their Fiji Gold and Fiji Bitters, and their Fijian Bounty rum. Blech. That stuff's not good. That's like, that's not, it's not good. And there's Sapphire gin, I think. Sapphire, Bombay gin, something like that. As you can tell, I don't drink that much. Anyways, so we bought up as much as we could for our Canada Day hosting celebration. And when that ran out, we ended up going to their club, and the club, there's family members who are members of that club, so we went all there, and we bought out all of their beer, so much so that they had no more beer until the next shipment that would come in like 2 weeks. So we paid for it all, of course, but they were dry for 2 weeks because of us. And we didn't know, because the Fiji beers come in 2 sizes. They come in the little, oops, hold on baby. Are you good? Oh, you want this one? Okay, let's get it. There we go. They come in 2 sizes. So they have the little stubbies, and then they have the long necks. And us Canadians, we were drinking the stubbies, but we were also drinking the long necks to ourselves as well. Like, and in Fiji, they've never done that. They don't do that. Oh, do you see something? You see the puppy? Yeah, you see a puppy. The long necks they use for something they call taki, where they have a small little glass, and they would pour some into the taki glass, and they would pass it. So they would pour, pass, pour, pass, pour, pass. And the idea was, like, drinking is a social thing. We all eat together, we all drink together, and it's sort of like, it paces you, but it also just makes it a social thing, right? Not just like, I'm gonna drink a lot super fast. So they were watching us Canadians just drinking from the long neck, and they were like, whoa. And I think that's how we drank through it so fast. But it was my first time learning about taki, and I don't drink beer. I absolutely don't drink beer. I don't like the taste. But they passed me the taki glass, and I couldn't say, like, no. But I was trying to evade them. So this guy who gave me the taki glass, or who was trying to pass me the taki glass, he, I was like, oh, just one second, I'm going to go, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And so I went to the bathroom thinking I escaped him, and here you go baby, here. Do you want this one? When I got out of the bathroom, he was there, pitcher and the taki glass, and he was waiting for me. And then I said, oh, someone's asking me to dance. And so I went over to the dance floor, and I was dancing. lo and behold, like, you know, 3 songs later or something, I turn around and he's still there with the Taki glass. And I said, oh, okay, well, I can't make him wait all night. That's not fair. So I went and I took the Taki glass and I drank it really quick, and then I ran over and I grabbed a whole bunch of peanuts and I like stuffed the peanuts in my mouth because I don't drink beer. But I realized if I do that, beer doesn't taste as like so much like beer. And then I had to, because I finished the Taki glass, I had to go fill the Taki glass and give it to somebody. So I went back over to the table and I gave it to Terry, and he was laughing so hard. He's like, oh man, you gave him such the runaround. We thought he would give up. He didn't give up. So yeah, we bought out all the beer pretty much in all of the little island there of Savu Savu, because it was our data host, and in our fashion we drank up all the booze. Yeah, good memories. I think I will stop it there. I will stop it on Fijian beers, Taki glasses, and peanut shots. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.